Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Sweta, and in today's video we are going to dive into a Flutter BLoC pattern. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out of any my upcoming Flutter tutorials. So let's get started. What is BLoC pattern? So the BLoC stands for business logic component. Separates the UI from the business logic. We are using a BLoC pattern. Makes the app more modular and maintainable. Works using a stream to manage the flow of data. Like we are using a BLoC pattern, the business logic is separate and our UI is a separate. Okay, why we are using a BLoC? So the improves code reusability and testability, helps in a state management like a error state, a loading state, initial state, error state. Okay, ensure a clean separation of concern between UI and logics, easy to maintain and debug. BLoC architecture overview. So in the architecture we are using a UI, block, data layer and streams. So in the UI displays the data and sends the user events to BLoC, and in the BLoC handle the business logic and emits new state. And in the data layer we are fetching the data from API or a local storage. This all in our event. And the streams is communication channel between a BLoC and UI. Okay, so the component of BLoC is a main three component like block, event and state. So the block is manage a logic and state, and the event is a action trigger by the user or a app, and the state is represent the UI in the different state like error state, success state. Okay, workflow BLoC. So the user interaction, user taps a button, and in the events an event is sent to the BLoC, and BLoC logic is BLoC process the event and updates the state, and new state is emitted to the UI and update our UI to rebuild the base on a new state. So here is the all our workflow of our BLoC pattern. What is BlocProvider? So the BlocProvider is provides a BLoC instance to a widget tree. Like ensure a BLoC is accessible to all child widgets. Manage the life cycle of the BLoC is creates and disposes of it. For example, here we are using a BlocProvider. So in the BlocProvider is true attribute like a create, and in the child, so create is we are using a our BLoC, so here we are using a post BLoC. Okay, and then our child is our UI, so UI is the page, our post page. Okay, the here is BLoC post is manage a BLoC event and BLoC state, and accordingly update a UI in the child like a post page. What is BlocBuilder? So the BlocBuilder listening to state change from a BLoC. Rebuild the UI whenever the state is changes. Like success state, then rebuild our UI. Error state, then rebuild our UI. Does not manage the BLoC's life cycle. So the BlocBuilder, here is the example using a builder in the state. Like state is a post loading. Here is the loading, then return a circular indicator progress bar. Okay, and then state is loaded, then we are show our list view on the screen. Let's see with example. So first of all we are add our pubspec.yml file in http package and Flutter BLoC pattern, Flutter BLoC package. Here a updated version we can add. Then we are create a post state. So in the post state we are at initial state, loading state, and then post loaded. We are using a post model class to list of all the data in store in the list of post, and then post error. If any error occur, then error state is called. Okay, here is our post model class, user id, title and body. Okay, for variable is defined. Then post event is fetch post. Okay, then our main part of block, post block. Post block is extend a block, and in the block we are add post event and state. So here is the post initial state. We are call our fetch post method. Okay, and in the parameter we are add our event and the emit state. Okay, so first of all the emit a post loading. So here is the loading state. Then response, we are getting our HTTP request using getting the response. If response is a 200, then store all our data in the post model class our, and the post loaded we are emit this state post loaded. Here is the post loaded and store our post data in the list. Okay, then move our UI parts. So in the UI we are using a block builder to build the UI based on current state. Here we are check the current state and build the UI accordingly. So the state is initial state, then loading state and loaded. Okay, if our all data is loaded, then display a fetch data in the list view widget. And here we are using a card for show the post title and body. So here is the full example of a block pattern. Here is the output. Okay. Thanks for watching. If you have found this video helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. For more Flutter tutorials, don't forget to check out the video description for link to the code on GitHub and other related videos. Your support helps me create a more amazing content for you. See you in the next video. Happy coding!